Alright guys, I'm gonna go help my dad cut some firewood tomorrow. We got a pretty big tree needs cut up, it's already down. So last time I had the Stihl out, I made a little bit in a hurry and put it away without cleaning it up or anything. So we're gonna go ahead and take it out and file the chain and clean it up real good. Have it ready to go for tomorrow. Alright, we're going to blow it out now. And I saw this before Christmas at Lowe's. I thought it looked pretty cool. Wasn't sure how well it would work. And my wife got it for me for Christmas. So I'll give it a shot here. It's the Cobalt High Flow Blowgun. And then she also got me this accessory kit here. So I needed some more fittings and stuff. So that'll come in handy. That's pretty cool. It'll work well for blowing high volume. Not really much concentrated power, but we'll see how it works here. Yeah, not really good for that, but maybe blowing off the mower deck or blowing out the truck bed or something like that will work real well. But this air tool accessory kit came with some different nozzles, and I think they'll fit it. So we'll try that out. Alright, so what I'm doing here is flipping this over to winter mode. It allows the intake to draw heat off of the cylinder to keep the saw running better. And then in the summertime you flip that around so it doesn't overheat. So this saw's the Stihl MS271 Farmboss. It's a farm and ranch saw. It's a step above the residential, and it's not a commercial saw or industrial use saw. But for the amount of tree cutting I at least have planned for in the near future, this was a good fit for me. They had a pretty good sale going on with it, and I needed a new saw. The only other chainsaw I've ever owned was it was a Poland. I got it around here somewhere. There it is. So this was the only other saw that I've ever had. It's a Poland P3314. It's a 14-inch saw. 33cc. And I'll tell you what, this saw, it was free. So, I mean, any free saw is a good saw. And by free, I mean it was given to me in running condition. And, you know, I cut a lot of trees with this thing. But I had, my whole property was lined with pine trees, and I don't know the breed of tree, but some kind of insect took over on them and killed all of them. And over the past 2 years, I've been cutting them down, and there was probably, I don't know, 50 trees total. Yeah, I'd say probably about 50 of them. And this past summer, there was 15 left that were dying, and they were just dropping limbs everywhere. My yard, neighbor's yard, everybody was tired of picking them up to mow. So I dropped the trees using that saw, and they weren't very big. I think the biggest one might have been, probably 20 inches or so was the biggest tree. And you know, that saw, it fell them just fine. Obviously you had to double cut on it, and it didn't like to stay running. I had to tinker with it a lot towards the end there. But I got them all down, and once I got them down, I started cutting the trees up with them, and it was just a real pain. So I went out and saw that this one was on sale, so I went ahead and bought this saw, and I'll tell you what, it was a world of difference. I never knew how a real chainsaw should feel. I can only imagine how an industrial saw would be, or a commercial use saw. Maybe one of these days if I get into some more tree work, but I'm definitely no lumberjack or anything like that, so you know, it does what I need it to do. And, you know, if I end up picking up a bunch of tree work and I'm using it a lot, and, you know, daily basis, or, you know, a couple times a week, maybe it'd be ideal to pick something up a little bit heavier duty. So I don't know, but for now this thing works really well, and I'm happy with it. I don't think I have. I don't remember if I fell a tree with this yet or not. I think I might have done a couple of them out there. But yeah, it works real well. And no matter of fact, I know I did. I did cut a couple down with it, but cutting them all up, it worked really well. And it's got the 20-inch bar, which is nice because you can obviously do bigger diameter trees, but also when you're cutting branches off on the ground, you're not bending over as far. And, you know, it works out really well. So, yeah, I'm happy with it. And a little embarrassed that I put it away like this, dirty and everything, but we can get it cleaned up here and we'll get some use out of it tomorrow. Alright, so I use this 3/16 file with the guide. It's a Stihl, but 30-degree angle. That's what this chain called out for, so that's just what I use. I do three swipes on each edge, and flip it around and do the other side. Alright, and flip it around and do the other side. Alright, so like I said, I'm not a professional with a saw by any means. I do enjoy cutting trees and cutting firewood. I'm not the hugest fan of felling trees. It's anxiety gets the best of me there. But I do know that on these chains that the cutting surface or edge is actually right here, right there. That edge right there is what actually does the cutting. And a lot of people are misled to believe that it's this surface over here. But that's not the case. This is actually the part that does the cutting. So hand filing these is extremely difficult, in my opinion. That's how my dad did it for years. That's how I did it on that pole, and it worked out okay. But these guides, this is really where it's at. And there's actually a better one than this, and unfortunately they were out of the size I needed when I bought the saw. And I might pick one of those up. But what this does is it keeps your file up in that groove instead of down on the bottom there, because once you get down too far you get into the chain, and that's bad news. But so this keeps it from going down too far and just keeps it up under that lip and actually sharpens the surface that needs sharpened. So I'm sure there's probably a better way to do this, or there might be complaints on how I did it, but it works. It works for me. I've never had an issue, so I try not to touch the ground with it, obviously, and the dead trees, the real wet wood, like what I was cutting, dulls it out. So I was having to file it after each day. Without cutting a whole awful lot, just because of the nature of the wood that I was cutting. So, all right, I'm going to empty the gas out of this because it's been a couple of months since I used it. I'm going to empty the gas out, and I got some fresh stuff to put in it, and top it off with oil, and we'll be good to go. That's good to go. And I'm going to fill up the 1023 here. We're going to take that with us because there's, I guess, some pretty big stuff we're going to have to load up. So I'm going to take that with us tomorrow and do some firewood. See you tomorrow. Oh, somebody lost a cover screw. I wonder if that was me. It was me. Must not have tightened it enough. What's the chances of me laying down right there and finding that?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Wow.
Good thing you're done.
That is nuts. Oh, those are mine.